So, Carl Jantz here at Jantz Engineering. I want to talk about how do we install the stepped pinion race in where the normal race goes for a Jana 76 conversion. So first let's talk about why that is. So your Jana 60 gear is 9 3/4 inch in diameter. The 70 gear is 10 1/2. So you've got 3/4 of an inch to make up in here. 3/4 inch on the diameter, of course, is 3/8 on the radius. So normally in the housing, the standard race goes in up against that shoulder right there. So we manufacture a stepped pinion race. So it's got a 100 thousandths little jump on there. And by relieving this shoulder down here, that allows us to put this in that extra 3/8 of an inch difference to make up for the larger ring gear. Now I had some complicated instructions with that involving die grinding and a little jig tool. But one of my customers came up with this little wheelie out. He sells these on eBay for just 30 bucks, and this is a lifesaver. I wish I'd invented it, okay? So if you see, it's got 4 sets of holes. You start at 150, 125, 110, 100. 100 is that, takes that down to the step right there of 100 thousandths. Because we're trying to get that back in here so the race goes in all the way. All right? So, how we use this thing. Believe it or not, this is my first time using it. I tried it a little bit and it kind of jammed. He said to start, we just feed it in. And I got a little bit of kickback. So what I'm going to say, start by grinding about an 1/8 inch down here. And if you grind on this side, even if you go a little deep, it won't matter because your thrust of the pinion is going that way. So I'm going to grind this side in. And I'm just eyeballing that 100 thousandth step. That's about right. Now you put this in and start at the big step. Here we go. I jumped because I did a little practicing before the video. We're about halfway around on step 1. Oh, hand cramp. You don't want to do more than 2 of these a day. Step 1 done. Huh. I would say don't push in as hard as I did. All right. The next step, 125. Yeah, there's clearance there, but she gets hot. All right. That's kind of what happened to me before. It kind of grabs on you. my hand's uncramped here for a minute. To find this on eBay, I'd have called it like a router guide for Jana 76, but to find it on eBay, you want to look for, listen, the Jana 76 pocket bearing jig tool. There's also one for the Jana 54 as well. Likely it's called the Jana 54 pocket bearing jig tool. And then he'll tell you what bearings you can order. These are really cheap on. This is eBay. I bought the bit for $9 off of Amazon, and I think it was 10 or 12 bucks for these little bearings. Okay. Now what I did find out when I bought the cheap $9 bit, which you can tell is working pretty good, it wouldn't quite fit in the bearing, so I chucked it up in the drill, and I just let the drill press spin. Well, we don't need that prop anymore. I just let the drill press spin, and I put some sandpaper on it until I could slip the bearings on the shaft. It was like 2-3 over. All right, so, and he'll tell you, when you look up the Jana 76 pocket bearing jig tool, he'll tell you the style of bit to buy, but it's just a 1/2 inch round over with a 1/4 shank, and these bearings are 1/4 by 5/8. All right, so that survived a lot better. I'm not telling them to double print them holes. All right, so that was taking 25 thou out. Now we're going to take 10 out. Puppy in again. I keep it, kind of hold it with my fingers to keep it from kicking back till I'm in there. So as the steps gets thinner, she gets easier to go. All right, I've got a little bit of grit in the bottom. I want to wipe it out for the final cut. Yeah, all right. All right, last cut. Oh, if we did this right, our bearing now. Now I machined the outside of this for a slip fit in the original bore. So if we did this right, this should just go right on in there. It's like I'm hanging just a little bit on that side here. Let me lean on that a little bit. Yeah, I can see a little bobble. Get back to the 100 thousandths hole. All the way. Huh. Well, supposed to be easy. I know, yep, on the last hole. I'm just going to kind of lean on it a little bit. Oh, I see what the problem is. I put the bearing in too far. This shoulder is sticking out too far. I've got just a little lip right here. I can just catch my fingernail on it. So I'm going to back this out a little bit and go around. That should take care of it. Leave it about a 1/4 inch hanging out. Oh, yeah, look at that. Hang on, get in there. Well, we might get this done right yet. Hang on a sec. You know, it's interesting because I've had at least 15 customers use this, and they all said it worked great. I'm having a little bit of trouble with it. I guess I wasn't quite paying attention to that lip in there. Still have it. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead and hand work that a little later, but you get the basic idea. Well, in this video, I screwed up, so I'll make the mistakes so you don't have to. So let's see what went wrong. I had that little lip in there and I couldn't get the bearing in all the way. So what I'm seeing here, see how this one here sits down in the pocket? This one, because the way it's made, there's a little gap right in here. And so this part right here was not grinding and leaving a ridge inside of there. So I guess there's a little difference in how this shoulder is. So if you got a tapered shoulder, you might have to grind it back. You definitely want that, of course, to sit all the way down in the pocket. Now, the other mistake I made, like I say, I'll make the mistake so you don't have to. I don't know how I did it, but it looks to me, you know, we're supposed to be using a 1/2 inch unit. And $4.99, that's pretty close to half. But oh, look at this one, $4.69. That's more like, I think I got a 12 millimeter instead of a 1/2 inch. So yeah, make sure you use the right size bit, and make sure that it stays down in the recess of the pocket. And I don't think you'll have any troubles like I did.